and welcome down to the Belfry. We're out on the PJ National Golf Course today. This is the third hole, the par 3. My name is Chris Ryan, and in this video we're looking at those golfers who hook the ball, and we're going to go through a really good concept that you can work on, which is going to help you reduce that fade and hopefully hit some much straighter golf shots. Just before we get started, in the corner of the screen you should have the details for my social media accounts. So if you don't already, then please go ahead and follow me on those. So a hook shot. This is a shot which a lot of golfers struggle with. Certainly I would say this is a little bit less common than maybe a left to right or a slice type shot. But ultimately a hook is a ball which starts about on target, possibly slightly right of target, and curves to the left, excessively missing target. And that's obviously for a right-handed golfer. It would be opposite for a left-handed golfer. Now, it would be very difficult for me to say exactly why these shots are happening. But what I can tell you is that most probably your golf club at impact is travelling to the right of the target. So your club path is out to the right. And relative to that club path, the club face is too closed. So the club path is right and the face is too closed. That is going to give you some right to left curve, but it's very difficult to actually judge that and actually get it spot on. And you're probably going to find that a lot of your shots hook over to the left. And for those golfers who do hit that hook, what you're going to find is it generally tends to go quite a long way, and it can be quite dangerous, especially when you're hitting driver or irons into a green. So we're not going to fix the problem. We're not going to sort of try and exactly understand why those things are happening, but I've got a really good concept that you can work on, which is a more impact and post-impact, which I certainly think is going to help you achieve some much better golf shots. So let's look at what happens post-impact for a golfer who typically hits a right to left hook. We would tend to see the golf club, as I said, travelling too much to the right of target. As that golf club travels to the right of target, in an attempt to get that ball to finish at their target, they would tend to often over-rotate the club face. And when we over-rotate the club face, the grip end of the club and the hands move slightly away from the body, as you can see there. You'll also notice, hopefully from the camera it shows that up, the club face is pointing towards the ground. And that was really because I swung the club to the right. I had to excessively rotate the face to get that ball to finish back on target. Butt end of the club moved away from me, and the golf club pointed down at the floor. So if you do get a chance to look at your golf swing, it wouldn't surprise me if you see some of those elements in your post-impact position. We are therefore going to try and get you to hit shots where we're trying to work on the exact opposite to that. So what I want you to do is, and certainly this would be something you want to do in practice to begin with, I really want you to take a starting position and imagine that you're standing against a wall. So that wall is pretty much touching my tailbone, and I want you to hit golf shots where you feel like the grip of the golf club here would make contact with the wall before the club head. And as that happens, the loft on the golf club is pointing a little bit more upwards towards the sky. So let me just show you what these two looks might be. This would be the typical golfer who hooks the golf ball. They're going to come in and flip it over. So you can see how the club head has hit the wall before the grip end, and the club face is pointing down towards the floor. That's what we're going to see from those golfers who struggle with this shot. To fix that, what I really want you to try and feel is that as you're going through, you're trying to get the grip end to hit the wall first, as you can see there, and hopefully you can see the club face, that the club face is pointing more up towards the sky. So let me show you that again for you. You're going to go around with the grip, club face pointing more to the sky. So what this is going to do is it's really going to get you a lot more connected between your arms and your body as you go through. And by keeping the club face looking at the sky, we're reducing the amount that the club face rotates through impact. So for me, this is what I call a concept drill. We're not really giving the golfer huge amounts of technical information about why the club comes from the inside. There may well be different reasons that happens, but we're actually trying to work on a concept. Set up, have this image in mind of what you're trying to do. You're trying to get the grip against the wall with the face pointing to the sky, and that, I believe, is going to help you neutralise two things. The club path, which is absolutely key, and the club face's position relative to that path. In an ideal world, you would do this drill and you would start hitting little left to right fade shots. For someone who hooks the golf ball, that is absolutely fantastic. I'd love to see that ball moving on a left to right flight. So the ball flight is really your coach here. Keep an eye on that ball flight. If that ball flight is still hooking, it probably means you're still making this move. When you can start to create a ball which curves left to right, ideally starting left of your target. That's going to give you some fantastic information that you're performing this as we would wish. Right, I'm going to hit 2 shots. I'm going to do one where I do a little drill, and then I'm going to do one where I hit the ball at full speed. So this is me making a half swing, trying to make this move that we've just mentioned. Okay, a little bit heavy, but hopefully you can see there that I achieved that kind of position on the way through. Really important we understand when we're making these little drill swings, hitting the exact position that we mentioned is not the be-all end-all. Very often we don't actually have to hit those positions to make the ball behave as we'd like it to. It's simply the idea or the concept of achieving that finished position which is going to help you. If you were to look at a golf swing on camera, a good golf swing, you probably wouldn't see that end position. So we're not necessarily saying you have to get there, but the idea of getting there is what is going to help you. Right, let me hit another shot into this green. This one is going to be pretty full swing. I've got a 7-iron here. It's about just under 180 yards today. So this is certainly something I would try and feel because I do tend to struggle with some right to left shots at times. Okay, that's just landing a little bit right at the flag, but I'd be pretty happy with that from there. So if you struggle with a hook shot, try this little drill. Fantastic concept drill to help you neutralise the ball flight, and if you can neutralise the ball flight, the game is definitely going to be easier for you to play. Thank you for watching. All the usual stuff is down below, the comments box, the like button, and the link to subscribe to my channel if you don't already. There's loads more videos already on there. There's more being uploaded weekly, so click that link if you're not a subscriber, and you'll get free videos coming your way. Thanks again for watching. See you again soon.